Hi, my name is Ayan and welcome to my personal project summary. The goal of my personal project is to recreate my drawings into 3D and 2D sculptures. I will sculpt them from plasticine, but to implement this goal, I first need to learn how to sculpt, which is part of the goal. I also want to improve my critical thinking and creativity skills throughout this project. My global context is personal and cultural expression. I explored the ways in which I discovered and expressed ideas, feelings, and creativity. Throughout this project, I faced different challenges which I had to find solutions for. At first, my idea was to recreate my drawings using 3D pen to make 3D sculptures, but then I found out that my 3D pen broke. I came up with a solution and went to Amazon to order a new one. Turned out that the pen would come only in 4 weeks, and I didn't have time for this. So I looked in some Azerbaijani stores where I earlier saw 3D pen, but none of them had it in stock. To overcome this issue, I started thinking of other forms of art and decided to use plasticine for making 3D sculptures. When I started sculpting, I realized that the plasticine is too hard and I can't sculpt with it. To make it softer and more flexible, I used my prior knowledge from physics classes and remembered that to expand solid material, you need to heat it. In my case, expanding the plasticine would make it softer, so I decided to put it on the floor radiator for 5 to 10 minutes and see what happens. Eventually, it got softer and it was way easier to use and sculpt with it. When I finished my figures, I didn't quite like them because of one main factor. It was scratched and not smooth enough, which is why I made research and found out that people use cornstarch to smooth out the plasticine or clay. After I applied it to my figures, it actually worked and made it look more prettier and neatly. I developed time management skills which helped me during the project and continue to help now. I managed to learn how to balance my spare time and involve personal project work in between my homework and resting times. Time management helped me to distribute my work properly to meet all the deadlines on time. I developed research skills as well. I made a research in order to find some information and answer to the questions that interested me. For example, I learned on YouTube and Pinterest some bases on how to sculpt. I found some new techniques which I didn't know before and then I used them to sculpt. I also found some life hacks for sculpting such as using starch to smooth the plasticine, how to make small pieces from plasticine, and etc. Creative thinking skills were improved when I thought about different ways of claying the figures to each other. Trying to get the color I need, thought about how to make the sides of 3D shaped figures, chose the foundation for 2D sculptures, and etc. During the project, I had different issues coming up and I used creative thinking to overcome them. This also made me more open-minded. Throughout the project, I had some weaknesses. For example, when I drew tiny parts on sculptures such as eyes, mouths, and teeth, but instead of drawing, I could have used Natsuki method. For sticking different parts of the sculpture together in an alien figure, I used toothpicks, but then I realized that I could have used something stronger for it to become steady and not to fall. For example, pen or some sort of skewer. This is my final product, which are sculptures. These two are Patrick and Alien. They are 3D sculptures. And these are landscapes, which are 2D sculptures. My sculptures are a form of art. Thanks to my personal project, I learned how to sculpt, found a new hobby, and improved my ATL skills. I'm also helping my relatives to understand that plasticine is not only for toddlers and kids. To spread and show teenagers my sculptures, I created an Instagram account where I posted my figures. I motivated my followers to start sculpting. Some people may like this idea and really enjoy making this, and some may even find a new hobby for themselves. Thank you for your attention.